white-blue deck. So I think that's where he wants Nevermore the most.
Evan Rice, rocking his Card Kingdom t-shirt, one of the awesome stores in the Seattle area.
Got to support your local shop.
Yep. Evan, again, as the higher seed, will be on the play.
Looks like Evan is happy. Jacob considering his options.
Okay.
Jacob's going to roll with it. We are underway. Finals of SCG Seattle.
Turn 1 champion of the parish.
And just a hollowed fountain there from Jacob. Passing back to Evan. We will see if he has a human or the dreaded Thalia that we spoke about. We're just going to see a Knight of Glory, which is nothing to ignore.
Still a fine start.
It's going to be an attack for 3 with the Exalted Trigger, knocking Jacob down to 17. So a good start for Evan. Pressure is key here. Farseek will be key for Jacob if he has it, and he does.
Yep. We have another Hallowed Fountain in hand, so I assume we are getting a Temple Garden.
Good start for both players. Jacob able to ramp. Evan already being able to lead off with some pressure. Arguably his best 1-drop in his deck in Champion of the Parish, and though it's not a Thalia, Knight of the Glory is still relatively good here.
Yep. Although now, you know, this is where things become very tricky for.
Yeah, and now they're making sure that he can search for a Temple Garden with Farseek, which of course you can because it is a Plains.
Yep.
That he's searching for.
So yeah, this is where the game becomes very challenging for Evan because now he's in Supreme Verdict land.
Yeah.
He's an option next turn, so that's going to sculpt his play for the remainder of the game.
So a broken sleeve here for Jacob. And Jacob, we got a short glimpse of his hand. We do know that there's a Hallowed Fountain there. There's also a Thragtusk, a Sun Petal Grove, and a Jace, Architect of Thought.
Yep. But no Supreme Verdict?
Did not catch a Supreme Verdict.
Yep.
So we'll see him de-sleeve a Tameo. Get this shields taken care of very quickly. And then we'll have playback underway.
Yep.
Be interesting to see what Evan can follow up with. And the 3 drops that he has in his deck are 4 Silverblade Paladin, 4 Life Sky Knights, and 4 Geist of St. Trapped. I think the best of which is Geist of St. Trapped in this particular situation.
Yep.
Silverblade doesn't hurt though.
Yeah, the clock is substantial. He's going to be facing lethal in, what is it, probably 2 turns?
Yeah.
If it's a Silverblade Paladin.
We do see a Silverblade Paladin in his hand, but what we don't have is a 3rd land for Evan.
So we have 5 coming in.
And 5 damage will knock Jacob down to 12. And Evan looks like he's just going to pass the turn back. Could have a War Falcon here, but... And we do actually see a War Falcon in his hand. So now he's considering the ramifications of extending in the Supreme Verdict versus not. And I think...
It's one of those things where how good is your War Falcon while you're stalled on lands?
Yeah.
As a follow-up to a Wrath is like...
Yeah. You got to get him out there. We are going to see a Jace, Architect of Thought.
That has to be a big sigh of relief from Evan for him to play a dual land on tap and it not be...
This is a big draw. If he has the 3rd land here, which he does draw Cavern, he has silver. He does have Silverblade Paladin. I'm not sure if this is lethal attack. Pairs up with the largest champion. Both champion triggers are going to occur as well. It's a 4/4, so that's 6 double strike because of Jace. 7, 8, 9. This is an attack for 9 damage right now.
Oof. So we're looking at 4, 8,
So we are unwinding here.
4, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's a point short. So do you kill Jace here?
I think
Hold on.
I'm confused.
I mean, you have to split up the damage in such a way that he doesn't get to. You have to kill the Jace here, right?
So I mean, he may have to kill the Jace here. What they're deciding is, did he announce the Soulbound trigger for Silverblade Paladin? Soulbound is not a mandatory trigger.
Well, now you almost certainly just have to kill Jace, right?
I mean, if he's able to kill Jace, which is, yeah, I mean, he's able to kill Jace, so yeah.
He has to just attack. He can split it up, so he's dealing 1 to Jacob and 5 to Jace, I believe. 3, 4, 5 he can send to Jace. Because I just don't think you can allow Jace to factor.
No, you can't allow Jace
It's
to
too
do
many
anything.
looks at it's too many looks at a sweeper.
Yeah.
All right,
He's just going to go straight across, yeah. I mean, I don't particularly like this play, opening himself up to, again, what we saw last game for Jacob Thiessen, which was the opportunity to see more cards. And with a deck this powerful, so he draws a Hinterland Harbor, you don't want to give him the opportunity to see more cards. So you see an Alchemist Refuge, a Farseek, and a Detention Sphere.
All right, well, I mean, Evan's gamble definitely pays off because I think now he can actually just power through a Thragtusk.
Yeah, it looks like it may be the case. I mean, it's going to bring him up to 15. It's still going to be pretty difficult to power through some Thragtusk.
I don't know if that life total is up to date because Jacob just got attacked last turn.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Yep, we're getting that up to date. Okay, he's at 4. Thank you.
So yeah, now he can. I think he can just slog through this. I'm pretty sure.
Jacob goes
1,
up to
2,
9.
3, 4, 5, 6. If he soul bonds something to the, he has a human. I think he wins the game because he can soul bond a double striker and just pump his guy.
Okay, that'll work too.
That's also.
That's a human with Detain. Yeah, that's just fine.
Yeah, that does it all.
Pump both champions, pair up with Silverblade Paladin, detain your Thragtusk, attack you for approximately 1 million. So even though a slight blunder by Evan Rice with the Soulbound trigger on Silverblade Paladin, still able to get the win up a game in the finals of the tournament.
Yeah. I mean, how do you feel about the way that what happened there got adjudicated?
Hate is a word.
Yep.
That I would use.
Right. I mean, I remember playing Magic like 10 or 11 years ago in competitive level play, and it was this weird thing where the rules enforcement on innocuous things was super draconian. Like, you forget to announce something, whatever, it's a huge deal. But things that were actually cheating were just never caught or enforced.
Sure.
And I'm not, not to say that we're back in that sort of scenario now, but I do feel like Evan is having a bunch of triggers go on the stack. Jacob is tapped out. There's no action in the format that he can take. Evan isn't working with any new information. He's just resolving his triggers. And to lock him there out of like, nope, you passed the point where you can announce your Soulbond trigger, I think it's just, I don't think the rules enforcement is I don't think that's focusing the rules enforcement on the places where like actually needs to be enforced, which is like things that are cheating, things that are unclear communication, like things in that space are where the actual risk is. There's no way Evan's getting an edge there by there's just resolving his triggers. You know?
There's arguments to be made of, well, I'm not going to play the game for my opponent if you're on Jacob's side of things, but I am overall inclined to agree with you that I just don't like the way that turn went down personally. But let's get some trivia out there. We're gonna get a year out there. Patrick, it is your turn to ask a difficult question or an easy question.
So for 1 year of premium, Evan Rice's human deck in the finals of this tournament. 23 lands, 35 creatures.
36
creatures. Sorry, 1 spell. Name that spell.
Name that tune.
Yeah.
I can name that. I can name that spell.
Can you name that tune?
I can name that spell in.
It's the theme song to Sanford and Son.
I know that tune.
Yeah,
I know that tune. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I can name that spell in 5 seconds.
Okay.
How many can you? Ooh, remind them how to enter. I think they know. No. Hashtag the SCG Premium.
Yeah.
Send your answer of the one spell in Evan Rice's deck. There's just one.
His main deck. He's
His main
got
deck.
some
Thank
action
you,
in the sideboard. But
There's one main deck spell. Send the answer to hashtag at SCG Premium. You will win a full year of the finest Magic articles on the internet.
Yes.
You are welcome. So as you see both players go to the sideboard, we went over this briefly for you guys. Jacob Thiessen, down a game. You have Jacob's deck list in front of you. We went over Evan's a little bit here where I don't love the sideboard options. How about Jacob?
I think the extra copy of Supreme Verdict seems totally sweet. I could see wanting to have another Snapcaster Mage in place of something clunky like Garruk Primal Hunter.
Sure.
And that's really it. I mean, you could bring in Geist Exchange try to legend rule opposing Geist, but I don't think that's one of the better cards he has in the matchup, and the rest of his stuff seems better. Although the Detention Sphere isn't particularly efficient here, it's probably still worth keeping in. Certainly negate and dissipate Stink.
Yes, without question.
And I'm not a huge fan of Tameo in these like fast matchups. I know the minus power can be good against certain boards, but anytime that minus power is good against an opposing board, it probably means you've died already or about to die.
Yeah, about getting close to dying.
Yeah.
Trying to draw some cards to get yourself out of the situation.
So yeah, I would want another Snapcaster Mage in place of something unwieldy, and I would want another Supreme Verdict. Like if I was in Jacob's position, he clearly knows this deck a lot better than I do. I would probably be cutting a Sphinx's Revelation and a Garruk for a Snapcaster and a Supreme Verdict.
Okay.
That's where I would go.
Okay. I still do think that Celestia Charm is still perfectly reasonable here as well.
Yeah,
so.
I mean it actually can trade with stuff.
Yeah, I mean it can also it can trade with stuff. And I think it's completely reasonable that it actually kills Champion of the Parish at some point in the game. I think that can definitely be something that happens. So. Again, you guys do see Evan Rice's sideboard on screen. There isn't anything I particularly love in his sideboard, Nevermore being one of the options, maybe for the Feeling of Dread, just a quick 1-for-1 swap. But other than that, there isn't anything that I truly love to beat Ban Control here. But he did make Game 1 certainly look easy.
Yes.
So we'll see if he can do that again. Being on the play, obviously a big deal there. If Jacob was on the play and Far Seeking last game, I think we have a completely different game there.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Jacob taking a mulligan down to 6 cards here. Evan appears to be keeping his hand.
Yeah.
Or he is weirdly deep in thought about a mulligan.
He looks rather pleased with his opening 7. I see a 1-drop on the horizon. The question is, War Falcon or Champion of the Parish? Who's it going to be?
Yeah.
How about that Roethlisberger jersey?
I was about to say that Steelers throwback's too bad.
Yeah, it just really is. It's on the forefront of my mind.
Yeah. Some Charlie Brown action.
So we'll see Jacob is going to keep his 6. We're going to see a Temple Garden, and it is a Champion of the Parish.
The champ.
The champ is here. Is Farseek here?
He has a Zorius Charm.
We see Temple Garden. There it
Oh
is.
boy.
Thaya, Guardian of Thraben.
Fortunately for Jacob, his hand is actually reasonably land heavy, so he might be able to slog through this, but clearly a very good start for Evan.
Angel of Serenity, the draw step there for Jacob. Again, Thalia, one of the big reasons this matchup does feel winnable for Evan. Worse on the draw, as you can see, Jacob can actually still cast his Zorius Charm, but still gonna tie up his mana.
Yeah, I mean, if Evan was on the draw with this, Evan was on the play with this hand, I would be ready to ring the bell.
Yeah, this would be a disaster, as we see another Champion of the Parish. It looks like we're going to see an Elite Inquisitor. Misses the other Champion of the Parish trigger.
To register for today's Legacy Open, if you would like to do so, you can pop in line with Jen or Sam.
You're a little late. Yeah, you are.
Even by my my admittedly friendly standards, that's a little late on that one.
Yeah, you are a little late on that one. even for me.
Yeah.
And I hate the mandatory trigger rule. That one's a little bit late. As we're going to see a Farseek here from Jacob. You're going to need to pay one more for that muffler.
You're lucky they didn't template that like they used to, where it would have been pay one more or it's countered.
Yeah, pay one more, or you're disqualified from the tournament.
Yeah, it's fine. It's countered. No big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't need it.
Yeah.
So it looks like Jacob's hand at this point is a 6th land in hand, plus Thragtusk and Angel Serenity. So certainly a lot of power.
Yes.
But definitely exposed to something like Sublime Archangel. If Evan has access to such a threat.
Evan draws his card for the turn. We do know that it is a champion of the parish that was on top of his deck because of Azorius Charm. So let's see what he can muster up this turn, as we're going to see just an attack here for 2, 3, 4, 5. Elite Inquisitor should be untapped because of Vigilance. So we will get that fixed for you guys. And we'll see a Thragtusk here for Jacob, basically negating that attack.
So what do you think? What do you think he's slow rolling over there?
I mean, he's holding things to play around, a Wrath type effect, but I don't think that he can afford to do that with, with Jacob access to at least 5 mana. I mean,
it's also just like, all right, so you have a champion of the parish left over with no other guys in your hand. It's
yeah.
Like, I mean, it's a tough to rebuild off of that.
Okay. We're going to see a Sublime Archangel here.
That's some action.
We'll see an attack here, and he will announce his 4 Exalted Triggers.
Don't worry, it's probably blocking. Oh, just taking the hit.
Yeah.
I guess his plan is just to Supreme Archangel away everything.
Yeah,
so Archangel, all that action.
Yeah, assuming that he has the 7th land, which he does, in a Sun Petal Grove. We are going to see Angel Serenity here, clean up the mess. Give me that.
And that.
And
that.
And that. Evan going down to 15 now.
Very land heavy. 2 lands in hand plus, I guess, his 1/1.
Yeah, as champion of the parish.
Left something in the bank.
We have access to his 75 cards, as does Jacob, as do you guys at home. There's no Oblivion Rings coming.
Yes.
As we see a champion of the parish here. There's no way for him to get these monsters off the table. Detention Sphere.
Sure.
Clean those up. Clean this up. We're going to be playing a 3rd game, folks. There is no miracle coming.
Yep.
Don't be too proud.
Yeah, it's okay, man.
You get to go first, game 3, Evan.
Yeah. Yep, okay.
All right, he's decided I will play first game 3.
All right,
I do
fine.
get to do that.
You win this one,
Yep.
Fine. So, yeah. It was actually pretty impressive, that game. Thalia was actually not prohibitive for Jacob to work around.
There's a big difference between Thalia on the play and Thalia on the draw. It's a huge difference.
Yep.
As good as Thalia is, if you have it on the play, it is a huge backbreaker. You see both players shuffling up for game 3. Evan taking a look at his sideboard once again. Again, I don't think that too much is going to change here, but he is moving some cards in and out. I just don't think that the sideboard options are that great. He did bring in Elite Inquisitor. I was a little bit surprised to see that. Not sure what he would board out for that. I think that his other 2 drops in Precinct Captain, Knight of Glory, and Thalia are better than Elite Inquisitor.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if just, psychologically you just cut your Knight of Glory against the non-black decks. But I would actually rather just have an Exalted guy than Elite Inquisitor.
That's what I.
It's also possible he's just siding in like a tighter curve on the play, but I don't really know what modifications he would make to have that switch available.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either. I'd be very surprised to see the Feeling of the Dread still in this deck, but other than that, I'm not. Maybe he just cut Feeling of Dread for one Elite Inquisitor. Maybe that was a swap that was made.
I thought when he was fanning through his sideboard, I thought I saw some Knights of Glory.
Okay.
I'm not. I could be wrong, but that's the art I thought I saw. So yep, third game for the Seattle title.
We are gonna crown a champion, give out a trophy, and do a winner's interview today. We're also gonna give out 1 full year of Star City Games Premium as well, for you viewers at home that are up this early. I guess it's late.
Yeah, it's the afternoon.
It's the afternoon on the East Coast.
Yeah.
But on the best coast, West Coast, it's early.
Not so sure about the best coast thing.
Pardon me?
I mean, I live on the West Coast, and I prefer to be back east.
I know you're from Jersey.
Yes, that's where my heart is.
That's awful.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't understand. I mean, you do understand. You're from like Cleveland or whatever. You understand.
And you understand why I hate the East Coast. I'm from Cleveland.
You understand being attached to things that are bad. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for my entire life. Our lake caught on fire.
Yeah, well.
You wouldn't understand.
No, that is true. That is all.
Yeah, try not to laugh. That's an accurate fact. I'm not making that up.
I mean, that is pretty bad.
Our best athlete left our city on national television. They took our football team. Just took it away. You think I'm ever moving back to the East Coast?
I mean, the Nets left New Jersey, man. That was a heartbreaker.
He took it. They just took it away. They didn't even care. And need I remind you, our lake caught on fire.
That is pretty bad. Although, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot that compares with that. Go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
Anytime going out being like, oh, you mean from Jersey Shore? So, you know, there's... All right, turn 1 War Falcon. Matched by a Hollowed Fountain.
Both players have kept their 7. Evan, gonna need that human. Elite Inquisitor to the draw step. I see a Thalia. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Boom.
War Falcon coming across.
The amount of synergies that are going on in this, it's like Glacial Fortress comes into play on tap. Thalia turns on War Falcon. No spells in my deck. It's like just such a tight package of little synergies. So awesome.
So we're going to see a Temple Garden. We also do see a Supreme Verdict and a Azorius Charm in Jacob's hand, so he definitely has tools to get through this, as we see Cavern of Souls drawn for Evan this turn. The question is, Evan, what do you got? We see an attack for 4. We don't see Silverblade Paladin just yet.
Do we have Geist, maybe? No.
I guess the Elite Inquisitor coming. We do. We see a Moorland Haunt. Making Supreme Verdict a little less good. We also see a Detention Sphere that can't be cast right now.
So if you're in Evan's, assuming Evan doesn't have another Thalia in his hand, do you not attack with Thalia this turn?
A good question.
That opens you up into Azorius Charm into.
Yeah, I like holding steady. No Thalia.
All right, we're getting in.
Coming across anyway. We see Thalia. Get that out of here. Get that weak stuff out of here.
I guess also if he somehow has a Nevermore in his hand, that could be an argument for shipping Thalia.
His hand is double Precinct Captain right now, and then 2 lands. So, yeah, I like holding steady there, and then I would just. It's hard to say if I would just have played double Precinct Captain for the turn, but in any event, I think I would have not attacked with Thalia.
All right. Well,
that's 3 for 1 time for Supreme Verdict. Yeah, because this way, if he doesn't attack with Thalia that turn, he can just play Precinct Captain. Pass the turn back. Maybe Jacob plays Attention Sphere, what have you, and then he can attack with his guys and leave Moorland Haunt open to be able to make a token. As we see Thragtusk here from Jacob.
Jacob just ripped his 5th land there.
Jacob's hand of Detention Sphere, additional Thragtusk. There's actually 2 Detention Spheres, a 2nd Thragtusk, and a mystery card, threatening to take this game over real fast.
We could really use a flyer.
Sublime Archangel is the best draw right now for Evan. And again, it's not even that great of a draw because there are 2 Detention Spheres looming. Evan obviously doesn't know that, but that is what's incoming.
I mean, it's easy to say with full information, like seeing his Azorius Charm plus Supreme Verdict in hand definitely raises the question. But he's just drawn a Garrick.
And Thragtusk coming in.
There's, are we just blocking with 2 first strikers?
Yeah.
Pretty good block.
Oh, safe block.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Good
could
block.
Have,
Good.
I mean, he
block.
could have his Azorius Charm to make that block worse,
Yeah.
but I mean, moving in,
Yep.
I'm in a pretty bad spot, and if you have
I
Azorius
like
Charm,
it.
I'm probably not beating it.
Yeah. I like Evan just being like, yep, just. I'm only the odds that you have Selesnya Charm probably lower than the odds that you're aware of the first strike on these guys.
Yeah, I mean, and there were a lot of things there that could make his double block bad. There's Celestial Charm, there's Azorius Charm, there's Snapcaster Mage for Azorius Charm. There were a lot of things that can make it bad, but he's in a bad situation, so I think you have to make that block.
Yeah, I like it. Not gonna. You might win, but you're not gonna bluff me out. That's for sure.
So we do see Detention Sphere, Farseek, Detention Sphere, Garruk, Primal Hunter. That can't be cast right now. Detention Sphere looks like it's probably going to clean up Thalia.
Seems likely. Certainly with Snapcaster and a bunch of spells in hand, Thalia still being pretty prohibitive for Jacob to work around.
So we see Thragtusk come across. We're going to see a Moorland Haunt activation here for Jacob.
Yep.
So trying to threaten some beatdowns in the air.
Oh, pretty good draw. I think he just drew a
Low Sky Knight.
Yeah. Allows him to get in with his captain. It's another flyer.
Yeah. But he opts to detain the Thragtusk and get in with the 2 flyers and just say go.
I think I would have hit. I would have just hit the beast, I think.
Yeah, I think you have to hit the beast. You have to get in. You get a soldier from the precinct captain.
Yep.
You know, it just changes the way. It may change the way Jacob needs to play. I mean,
it's another 2 spot.
Yeah, and every damage counts at this point because there is so much life gain again in Jacob's deck. As you just saw his draw step for the turn, what's Sphinx's Revelation?
We're looking at a Farseek Detention Sphere.
At least a Farseek. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Detention Sphere.
The thing is, I think that I think a reasonable game plan for Jacob at this point is to Snapcaster Supreme Verdict and Sphinx's Revelation.
Yeah.
And so you would prefer to hold a Detention Sphere until after you've
done that.
Right.
Sure. After you've executed that part of the game plan. But we are just going to see Detention Sphere right now take care of Light Sky Knight. And Patrick, I definitely think I agree with you. I don't think there's a huge rush to make that particular play.
Yeah.
I think with Snapcaster Mage and Supreme Verdict in the graveyard, I think the Detention Sphere is actually the card that wraps things up.
Yeah.
For the next threat, as we see Hallowed Fountain and War Falcon in Evan Rice's hand. So you see an attack for 2, knocking Jacob down to 13. We're going to see a War Falcon. And there's the Hallowed Fountain. So there is an opportunity for another Moorland Haunt activation.
Yep.
Jacob draws another Farseek. And I think we're going to see exactly what you just talked about.
Yeah.
So we see a Moorland Haunt activation right now.
So what happens if he just puts everything in front of the threat? If he puts his 2 guys in front of the threat? Okay, we're just jumping.
He puts his 2 guys in front of the Thragtusk, makes a beast, and I still think he Supreme Verdicts and clears the board. Personally, especially with the main phase Moorland Haunt activation.
Sure.
You see all the creatures go bye-bye, leaving Jacob with a beast, 13 life, a Garruk Primal Hunter, a Farseek, and a Sphinx's Revelation left in hand. Feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Looks like we may be crowning a new champion in just a moment. Cavern of Souls, the draw for Evan.
Legacy open. Please come up to the stage and register.
He needs Sublime Archangel's stat to have any chance of being able to power through this.
Yeah.
I mean, like this turn.
Glacial Fortress, the draw for Jacob. Able to get in for 3, knock Evan down to 6.
This Garruk plus Beast.
Yeah, this turn Garruk plus Beast to have lethal on the table. We're going to see a Moreland Haunt activation here in the end step. Removing the Precinct Captain, making a Spirit.
Yeah, I think he just drew. I think he just drew something that was not Swan Archangel.
Yeah. For one white, it's either going to be a Champion of the Parish or a War Falcon for him. And that's not going to do it against an active Garrick and these beast tokens.
Beast mode. Yeah.
In we go for one.
I like it.
We have a Champion of the Parish. And Evan does have one more Moreland Haunt activation left. We see an island drawn. We see an attack. Confident man.
Yep.
Jacob Thiessen.
He can sense it.
He's going to take another beast.
Yep.
We're going to see a Revelation on the end step for sure.
Yep. There's another Moreland Haunt activation.
2 Cavernous Souls in Evan's hand.
I believe we'll be seeing a concession shortly. Evan's searching for a way that I presume does not exist.
As we see Sphinx's Revelation, 4-5, gaining 5. Jacob going up to 17. Detention Sphere, Zorius Charm, all those are drawn. Detention Sphere is going to get cast. It's going to clean up these Spirit tokens. Evan will be able to make one more, but one more is not going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a champion of
The
Star
Beasts are
City
coming
Games,
in.
Seattle.
And Jacob Thiessen.
Ben Roethlisberger lookalike.
Yeah, Jacob Thiessen. There's Charlie Brown throwback.
Is your Star
Overcoming turn 2 Thalia on the draw.
Yes. He is your Star City Games Seattle Standard Champion. Congratulations again to Jacob Thiessen. Winning with
Impressive.
Bant Control. A different take on the deck.
Yep.
No counter magic. No Restoration Angels. Removal heavy. Planeswalker heavy.
Yep.
And a winner.
I actually do like the absence of Restoration Angel in that deck. Because you saw it's like, once he was Thrytusking an Angel of Serenity, that was enough to stabilize the game. Like,